Unit 15. What would you like to be in the future? Look, listen and repeat. A.
What would you like to be in the future, Tony?
I'd like to be a pilot.
B.
Is that why you work out so much in the gym?
Yes, pilots have to be strong.
C.
So, would you like to fly a plane?
Yes, of course. There's only one problem.
What's
D.
that?
I'm scared of heights.
Point and say.
What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be a doctor. What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be an architect.
A.
Pilot.
B.
Doctor.
C.
Architect.
D.
Writer.
Listen and tick. 1.
Hi, Mai. What are you doing?
I'm writing a short story.
Oh, what would you like to be in the future?
I'd like to be a writer. I'd like to write stories for children.
2.
Would you like to be a teacher in the future, Linda?
No, I'd like to be an architect.
I see. You like drawing, don't you?
Yes, I do.
3.
What would you like to be in the future, Huang?
I'd like to be a pilot. I would like to fly a plane.
So you have to study hard, right?
Yes, that's right.
Look, listen and repeat. A.
What would you like to be in the future, Mai? I'd like to be a writer.
B.
Why would you like to be a writer? Because I'd like to write stories for children.
C.
Would you like to be a writer too, Tony?
No, I'd like to be a pilot.
D.
A pilot? Why?
Because I'd like to fly a plane.
Point and say.
Why would you like to be a pilot?
Because I'd like to fly a plane.
A.
A nurse. Look after patients.
B.
A writer. Write stories for children.
C.
A pilot. Fly a plane.
D.
An architect. Design buildings.
Listen and circle A, B or C? 1.
What would you like to be in the future, Chung? I'd like to be an architect. Why? Because I would like to design buildings for my town.
2.
Would you like to be a teacher, Mai? No, I'd like to be a nurse. I'd like to look after patients. Working as a nurse is hard work. Yes, I know, but I think I'll like it.
3.
Would you like to be a singer or a footballer, Tony?
I'd like to be a pilot
A pilot? Why?
because I would like to fly a plane.
4.
What would you like to be in the future, Tom?
Let me see. Oh, I'd like to be a farmer.
Farmer? Why would you like to be a farmer?
Because I'd like to work on a farm. Listen and repeat. 1.
What would you like to be in the future? I'd like to be a nurse.
2.
Why would you like to be a nurse? Because I'd like to look after patients.
Page 34. Activity 2. Listen and mark the sentence intonation. Then say the sentences aloud. 1.
What would he like to be in the future?
He'd like to be a teacher
2.
Where would he like to work?
He'd like to work in a school
3.
Why would he like to be a teacher?
because he'd like to teach young children.
Let's chant. What would you like to be in the future?
1, 2, 3, 4.
What would you like to be? I'd like to be a nurse. What would you like to do? I'd like to look after children. Where would you like to work? I'd like to work in the mountains. I'd like to be a nurse. I'd like to look after children. I'd like to work in the mountains.